everyone, welcome back to another December daily video. Today I thought I would just hop on real quick and share with you where I'm at so far in my December daily. Now I haven't actually started on my days yet. I am a little bit behind. Today is the 6th. I do have pictures taken, I just don't have pages created. I spent the last week sick, was battling a cold, and I spent the week coughing and sneezing and lost my voice a little bit and wasn't feeling so great, and I just didn't figure that was a great time to do a video for you guys. But I did go ahead and work on some pages in my December daily. Now what I don't do is foundation pages. I can't make foundation pages work for me. I tried it the very first time I did December daily, which was a few years ago, and I found myself rearranging things and putting pictures where they didn't really go just to kind of fit the foundation pages that I had already done. I was taking things apart, just trying to make it work to my foundation pages, and I just found that that didn't work for me because when I created my foundation pages in November, I had no idea what pictures I was going to take and what stories I was going to be telling, and certainly not on what days. So I just found that foundation pages don't work for me, and if they work for you, great. You know, whatever makes this project easier, I am a fan of. But for me, I would just rather create the pages and tell the story as the days happen. It's just easier for me. It just creates a lot less work. So I thought I'd share with you what I have done so far. So obviously I've created my cover. If you have seen my December daily haul plan video, you will know that I am working in a traveler's notebook for my December daily this year. If you have not seen it, I will go ahead and throw a card up here so you link to that, and you can see the products that I'm using and kind of the plan I have for this year. But so I went ahead and created my my cover page, with some of the products that I am using this year. Now this is Elles Studio paper. I believe this is from the Cocoa Daisy kit. I've got some Elles Studio flags up here. I just love the way this came together. I love Elles Studio's acetate, which is one of the reasons that I got into Elles Studio to begin with. One thing I did forget, and I don't know if you guys can tell, I forgot for a second that I was working with acetate and put a big strip of glue right there. So it does show through, which is kind of a bummer. I don't love that, and to me that's the first thing I notice when I see it. But my glue that I use is is very, very strong, and there's no way I can pull it up now. So I don't really know what to do with that. It is very distracting to me. Like I said, it's the first thing I see. If I could figure out a way to cover that up, I would, but it is what it is right now. So I used the December from the Elles Studio kit. I've got some enamel dots on here. I've got the hearts, the merry moments. Most of this comes from the Elles Studio kit. I also created a tab and put that up here, and it just says Hello December. I love to put tabs in my traveler's notebook, so you'll see those quite a bit. On the back side, I did go ahead and use the Cocoa Daisy paper. This is that cute little gnome from the Nordic Woods collection. And then on the back side of the tab I put cheerful, and then this also comes from the Cocoa Daisy kit, and it says December stories documented. So I thought that would be a perfect excuse me, a perfect cover for my traveler's notebook. So then I went ahead and created some pages, and again, these are not foundation pages. I'm not going to use these pages to tell a story, but they're just kind of filler pages, and they were fun to do. So again, if you saw my haul plan video, you know that I bought these acrylic words that say December 2019. I bought it in white and I bought it in gold. My plan was to use it on my cover, and that obviously didn't end up working out, but I went ahead and took a 6x8 pocketed page protector, and I cut it down so that it fits my traveler's notebook. So all I did was cut off the side on this half, and then I had to trim it down just a tiny bit in order for it to fit. But I just popped that acrylic piece in there, and then at the bottom I added a little 3x4 filler card. And this little bunny, again, comes from the Nordic Woods collection from Cocoa Daisy. I've added this Our Life in Pictures and a heart. And then, I don't know if you can tell, but one of those shimmery snowflakes is in the background there. So I just created just a filler card to kind of go with my December 2019. Now on the back, you can see I just left it the way it was. I'm not going to put anything on there because obviously it would show through the front. So it's fine just the way it is. And then I went ahead and did another filler card on the back. It just says December, and again, I think this came from the Elles Studio kit. pretty much everything on this page. So that's kind of my little pocket page in here. And then I created another filler page. This one says the most wonderful time of the year. This came from that Merry Days collection that I got at Tuesday morning. It was one of the tags, so I just went ahead and put that on here and just did some layering and a little bit of embellishments, and I just love the way that card turned out as well. So then on the back side, this is where I decided to use that calendar that was included in the Elles Studio kit. And when I saw it, I thought I wasn't going to be able to use it just because of its size. It wasn't going to fit in a traveler's notebook. So I went ahead and I cut it apart, and then I cut the December 19 off and was able to put that across the top. And I really am happy with the way this turned out as well. So you can see I've got a couple things on there right now that I know I have going on, and I'll add some other things in there as well. But I thought that really turned out well when, you know, something I thought I wasn't going to be able to use, I did end up being able to incorporate it in there. So that is kind of like the actual pages I've gotten done. The rest of this, I've just made sure that I've got, you know, papers in here that I know I want to use. I've cut down some of the papers from the kits that I want to be sure and include. I did go through my Cocoa Daisy Traveler's Notebook and pulled out all of the, let me see if I can find them. They have a lot of blank pages in there. Some of them have, let me see, so this one is a blank grid paper, but on the back it's got the pattern paper. So these I left in here, but I took out the ones that were solid paper or solid like line paper, plain paper, grid paper, whatever, on both sides. I took those out. They're in my pile of stuff to work with if I need it. I would rather have pattern paper in here. I will use the plain paper if I need to back a photo, if I need to use that kind of stuff, but for the most part, I want all pattern paper in here. So I did go ahead and pull those out, and I kept, like I said, the ones that had a pattern on them. Then I went ahead and I cut down that gold acetate that I got from Scrapbook.com. And this is the one that I originally thought I was going to use as my title page. But instead, I think I'm just going to include it somewhere in the album. And I didn't mean for this to happen, but when I put it in here, it really, really looks great on this star paper. So I think I'm going to keep these two together. I really like the way those look. So I just cut that down. The Traveler's Notebook dimensions are 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. So everything, all the pages and papers and that kind of thing are cut down to that size. So yeah, I just love the way that turned out. So I've got some snowflake paper. This one has the pink polka dots. Then I also made this big tag, and I love big tags. I use these in my 6x8 albums as well. But I wanted to make sure and put one in here because once you punch them, it's a really cute addition to the album. I did go ahead and use some of that twine as well as some pink ribbon on here, and I'm going to be able to use both sides of this. So that's going to go in here somewhere. And then I've got some more of those pocket pages that I cut down. So I have a ton of 6x8 pocketed page protectors. So I just cut those down. I used the ones that had the 4 3x4s on them, cut down the middle of it, and then again just trimmed off the top a little bit. And I know it's kind of hard to tell, but I've got 2 3x4 pockets right here, and they're hole punched, and so they can go anywhere in my album. So I did go ahead and trim down some of those. I also plan on using my fuse tool and creating some more pocketed pages like this. Maybe some 2x2s. I love working with a 2x2 square. So that may be something that I add in here as well. And then these are just the rest of the Cocoa Daisy. This one says Goodbye 2019, and I thought that was cute to do at the end, you know, like New Year's. And then I've got this little bunny, and he's actually the final page in my Traveler's Notebook. So that is kind of where I'm at. I think I'm going to take tonight and hopefully find some time this weekend to at least get through my first 5 days and get those pages done. So I do obviously plan on videoing those for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on those. But if you're interested, you know, like, subscribe, do all the things. Come along with me as we make it through December. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.